Cool. It says aerobiosis. We changed it to say pleomorphism. So here at the top, you're seeing the somatids. So those we see in the blood. When we're looking at the blood, the first thing we're doing is looking at the basics, the red cells, the white cells, the platelets, and the activity in the plasma. Activity are these little guys that move around, okay? Now, based on the pH of the body, they will morph and adapt. They will turn into bacteria. Number 4, you can see the bacterial forms, and 5 here. Then as time goes on, they move over to number 12, the yeast. They turn into fungus, fungal of sorts. So they go from bacterial to fungal. And they do this to help us, all right? Once again, based on the terrain of the body. Now we see these things in the blood. We help monitor certain things by looking at the amount of them, the amount of activity. Now what happens though is very interesting. Homotoxicology, the first thing is excretion. We sweat, okay? This is normal. It's gross. So we put on antiperspirant. So then you have acne now. This is now inflammation. All right, excretion didn't happen. That's normal. Inflammation is now bacterial. All right, and inflammation is how we heal. When the inflammation becomes trapped, we become inflamed and things start to deposit. That's deposition. Once things start to deposit, things become fungal in nature. All right. Now, why is this all happening? Well, the bacteria comes in to help us, and we believe that the pleomorphism, we're creating this within us. And then as time goes on, the fungus, well, we know from Paul Stamets that fungus will extract toxicity from the soil, from the terrain, and convert it to organic matter. He did this with an experiment with an oil spill where the mushrooms were absorbing the toxicity, the oil, and converting it to organic matter. Now in the body, we have fungus, okay? We have these things. The candida grows. Why? To extract toxicity from our terrain and convert it to organic matter. So if we have an overgrowth, we have an issue. If we have a blockage, there's food for candida. Candida overgrowth is one thing, but we look at the blood, we can see it in the blood. We're never going to kill it. It's there doing its job. All right. So what happens is, as there's blocks, this chart, the symbiont, the somatid, whatever you want to call it, morphs into bacteria and to fungus. If we can remove the blocks and the terrain balances, then those symbionts will go from fungus back to bacteria, back to a healthy somatid. They will revert back to their normal state. Now, even with something like cancer in the homotoxicology chart, first is excretion, normal, then is inflammation, bacterial, then is deposition, that's when it starts to become fungal, things deposit, impregnation, impregnates into the tissue, degeneration, dedifferentiation, things are breaking down. That last stage is cancer. Okay, typically with us too, if there's a pharmaceutical to push each thing deeper into the system. I have sweat, gross, push it deeper. Now I have acne, gross, push it deeper. The body's trying to get it out. It will then manifest wherever you're weakest. And now I have a smoker's cough or something to that, or bronchitis. It's more chronic now. But the reality is things can be reversed. This pleomorphism process people have explained where they show the spirochete and the Lyme disease experience, but it's not ever shown that it can be reversed. And this is what our dad did in the clinics for years. Looked at blood, saw blocks, removed blocks, reversed the pleomorphism. Very important. Let me show you. You want to just go right into the new pictures, Josh? Or let me
couple important points there, though, too.
Okay.
One, somatids have been called a lot of things, and a lot of people are familiar with bions, which is a Wilhelm Reich term for them. So a lot of different names for the actual somatids, and they're like your chi, your life force, your prana. I believe they create all life as we know it comes from these particles. So they'll create different bacteria based on what your body actually needs, and then they'll go through the pleomorphic chain. And yes, parasites are part of that pleomorphic chain. So, sorry, there's a plane going over. Hold on one second.
Cool. Plane.
That does take me to the 2 points. I mean, not really sort of questions, but 2 points I wanted to raise to clarify here, because it's the sort of things that people keep asking. And it'd be great just to have this in one place. So one of them is the whole idea of bacterial toxins. Have you heard about all of that? You know, that if because there's an overgrowth of bacteria, they produce toxins, and that can actually be a problem. So do you have a comments on that, please.
Josh, is that you, or is you still playing? Well, and I'll say real quick. Hold that thought, Josh. Real quick.
I'm here.
Even when we see the 6 stages of the homotoxicology and things getting to that last stage of de-differentiation, the reality is that is your body working with you and for you. If your body can't help you, it's going to recycle, right? So for us, we never think that there's already good bacteria and bad bacteria. Josh just sent me a song about it, which was funny. I got to listen to. No good bad bacteria and bad bacteria. Parasites, we have invasive parasites. That's one thing, all right? But no, what do you think about that, Josh?
Yeah, I don't believe in pathogens. I don't believe in good and bad bacteria. All the bacteria is designed to do a specific job. So what happens is just like in the soil, all right? The nutrients are always in the soil, but if you don't have microbiology to process the nutrients, it stays bound in the soil. So same thing in our body. So we've got the soil. Bacteria come and they clean the soil. The bacteria is a waste product, is nutrients for your body.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes,
That was the point I wanted to hear. Thank you very much.
That's where the isopathics come from.
They're not toxins that poison your body. Sorry, carry on, please, Josh, because that's so key. Thank you.
It's yeah, thank you. It's totally key, and it's the farmers get it, so that there's no difference in the soil outside than the soil in our bodies. So now what happens is we get this block in the body, and things start to back up. So what happens is then there's too much bacteria being created, and their waste product just gets eaten up by other bacteria. So this is where the body creates the parasite. And I'm totally against people killing your parasites out there. Because they're good in the soil, they're good in the soil, and they're good in your body. Just like everything, you want a nice, happy balance. So if you've got an overproliferation of bacteria, the body creates a parasite, and the parasite comes and eats the bacteria and helps you process the nutrients on a much larger scale. Same thing goes on in the soil. Farmers know this for a fact. So if we don't fix the stagnation, though, the pHs continue to shift. Now the bacteria creates a fungus. So although the fungus is still helping you clean the soil, the fungus is also helping you decompose. So it's very simple. You get busy living or you get busy dying. But they're all designed to do a very specific job based on what your body is dictating. All right. Pathogenic just means out of balance. That's it. It doesn't mean that these bacteria went rogue and their toxins are poisoning people everywhere. It's morphed into something else. And there's a great video we can share at some point, Adam, with Dad talking about strep and how strep helps you to heal and induces a fever to help you heal. If we give ourselves antibiotics, it pushes the strep down into a deeper issue. And now the strep is actually going into areas where it shouldn't be. And now you have issues. It's not the toxicity. It's the fact that you're covering up the symptoms and pushing the sickness deeper down into your body. And the pleomorphic chain is now changing to something that's much more deeper than external, much more internal than external. So yeah, bacteria, their waste product is nutrients for your body. If there's too many bacteria because of stagnation, the parasites come to clean things up. So we're not interested in killing things that are actually there to help you.
So that answers that covers the second point, which was going to be about parasites. So thank you, because these are the sorts of things that people keep asking. Now they kind of, well, okay, they're over the virus thing, and so now they're on to the next kind of so-called.
That's the popular one now, is that parasites are cancer. No, parasites are there to help you. They're good outside. Even the invasive parasites attract you to the toxic person. So if you're healthy and I'm not, you can eat a tapeworm. It's got no food for it. It's going to go in one end and out the other. If I'm toxic, it's going to stay there and say, hey, let me clean this crap up for you. And then when you get healthy, they go away. And they're attracted to the toxic person. We've all had those friends who get attacked by mosquitoes the whole time, and it's funny because I was one of those people when I was young. And I remember going fishing with Dad, and he wouldn't get touched. They'd be mauling me, and he wouldn't get touched. And I said, Dad, what the hell's going on here? And he says, the mosquito lands on the swamp. Right? So the mosquito knew who the toxic person was. And in its own incredibly annoying way, the mosquito is still trying to filter and clean your blood for you. If you look at where you get bit, it's usually on the same meridian all the time.
Yeah.
So it's going after the toxicity in your blood, and we're all weakened in certain areas.
Right. Yeah, totally. All right, let me I'll show a couple of these other pictures. And Dawn, the thing is the waste product, as we talk about, those are the isopathics. We worked with isopathics, which are live bacterial and fungal, and whatever's going on, like we worked with this one isopathic that was the waste form of the waste product of penicillin. Okay, it had the same exact properties as penicillin, and people that were allergic to penicillin were no adverse effects. Right? This is being created in your body. That's the waste product. Your body is awesome what it's doing. I mean, we can get the isopathics from Germany if you're lucky, if we can get them wherever you're living, or you can support the damn body, and it's going to do that stuff for you. I mean, I just think it amazes me every time we talk about this.
Yeah. We were using the waste product of those germs everybody's afraid of to heal people, or to release their blocks so the body could heal itself.
Right.
Again, incredible when you know how the body really works, and then that's what terrain means. It's, you know, recognizing how the body actually works, and that's why it's so important for people to be well, to understand this, to learn this, and you know, to shift out of this old paradigm and start realizing just how much they can do for themselves. I mean, it's just wonderful. Thank you.